Welcome back, tech friends. My name's Gareth. This is Tech Check. Today I am joined by the Okinos Aqua 9. So this case actually came out 3 months ago, highly anticipated after the success of the Aqua 3, 5 and 7. It's an ATX mid-tower case coming in at $105. So it's not going to burn any holes in your pockets. What we're going to do? Well, we're going to unbox it. We're going to walk you through some of the features and the benefits. And then we're going to pose the question, should it be on your list if you're looking to upgrade your case or build a new system? Let's do it. Let's get into this bad boy. Pop it open. Reveals all the glory. Nicely packaged. Ta-da! And I can tell you, on first impressions, guys, it looks absolutely fantastic. We have 270 degrees that we can look at this particular case from the front all the way down this side as well. In fact, you know what? Straight off the bat, it reminds me a lot of the Phanteks MV5. And that's not a bad thing because that's a fantastic case. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the Aqua 9. And like I said, first impressions are really, really, really nice. Really nice. There's a lot of cases out there, guys, that look like this. And some are of the budget side of things and some are at the extreme high end. And it's really nice to see something that's coming in at $100 to $105 that on first impressions ticks all of the boxes. So I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to tear it down. We'll have a look at the panels, the rigidity, the quality of the actual product. We'll walk through some of the compatibility. What do you get with it? What can you put in it? And then we'll actually walk you through some of the other bits and bobs as well. So let's do it. So to take off our panel, we have a little push clip. So now that we've got our glass panel off, this is absolutely, guys, one of the thickest glass panels. It's 4mm thick. It's safety and toughened glass. It's got these two rails down both of the sides, and we've got these push fixings as well, which clips it securely into place. Totally toolless as well. We saw how quick I took that off. Very, very quick. Another really nice, neat feature is we've got this foam that runs up all the way this side here. So, for instance, if we were to put this back in, this then clips nicely into there. It also seals it off. Does a little bit of dampening in terms of the sound, and glass, metal, chatter, that stops that from happening. Another thing is this little corner here. I love to see these uninterrupted corners. Really, really nice, tight, and I mean very, very tight fixing here, guys. Absolutely fantastic. So let's take this back off, open that up, little push, we can take that off. Let's have a look at this front one. I wonder if that one's the same. Push. Yeah, we've got two little clips at the bottom. And again, we've got that 4mm toughened glass with the two metal rails at the top and bottom. I mean, come on, how sick does that look, guys? So not only are you getting the actual case itself, but you're also getting 5 included fans, 4 of which of these H12R fans, so that means that they are reverse blades, so you don't get the unsightly mess of the back of the cage, and then you get this rear installed fan at the back here, which is just the normal H12. One thing I can point out straight away is this particular case is going to support the back connect motherboards, the likes of from MSI and from Asus as well, so that's really, really nice. Another neat little feature, and we'll talk about it slightly more a little bit later on, is we've got an RGB light that runs down the actual PSU shroud, which is here. The PSU shroud is also vented, and it's got this really cool design, which is supposed to actually direct air up into our GPU. A lot of the 40 series and 50 series graphics cards have now got the pass-through design. Instead of having loads more fans here, means that that air is going to be directed up into the graphics card. So same thing with our back panel, little push up, 2 little clips. Big thing here is we have this huge metal sheet and we've got all these perforations in, allowing intake on our 3 fans at the back. One thing I will say, guys, a lot of people go on about the rigidity and the metal and obviously the quality of the materials. I don't know whether you can see this, but I'm actually trying to bend that, and that is strong. At the back, we have our mounting for our SSDs and HDDs. So far, the only thing that hasn't been toolless. Everything else has been really, really straightforward, no tools required. Once you've got our 4 screws out, push forward. There we go. And then that will allow us to remove this little cage here. We've then got our little box of goodies, which we'll look at in a minute. The cage itself allows us to mount 1 3.5 drive and 2 2.5 drives. Very well thought of in terms of the mechanism locking it down into place. If you've got no external drives and you don't like this, it can be easily removed and left out. We then have our front panel I/O. So we've got our USB 3, we've got our USB Type C, we have our HD audio, and then we have our front panel power switch and LED buttons. Another great feature included in this particular case is we've also got a 5x5 fan controller, so that controls 5 PWM fans as well as 5 RGB connections as well. So you don't need any external fan controllers, it comes as standard with the case. What I would say is it's got about 41mm worth of depth from the motherboard tray to the actual back panel, which is going to be plenty enough for anything that you can throw into this case. The only thing you've got to be mindful of is the actual routing of the cables to ensure they're not visible from the front side. But that being said, they have got plenty of tie down points all the way around the case, making sure that cable management should be tippity top. As we work our way down the actual case, we get down to the power supply. An important dimension to keep in mind here is this particular case can take any power supply up to 220mm. At the rear of the case, we've got our I/O shield cutout. Moving down to our PCI Express blanks here, the absolutely fantastic thing about this particular case is not only does it allow you to horizontally mount your GPU, but it also allows you to vertically mount your GPU as well. So we've just got 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. We can undo those. Once you've got those 4 screws removed, you can slide it out, turn it left 90 degrees. So you've got this little tongue down here, slide it in, and there we go. Once those 4 screws are put back in place, we've gone from horizontal to vertically mounting. So most graphics cards, even the actual newer ones, guys, that are 3.5 slots, potentially 4 slots, if you're looking to vertically mount those, then you still have got an opportunity to do that. And also given the fact that I would say you've got a good 30mm between the glass panel and that first slot, you won't be starving that GPU either. Great thing about this particular case, we've mentioned it's a mid-tower, but it does support any particular motherboards from ITX all the way through to ATX. For fan and radiator support, they've got you covered all over here as well. We can put 3 120s at the top, we can put 3 120s down the side, we can put 1 120 at the rear and 1 120 at the bottom. No support here for 140mm fans. In terms of radiators, we can fit a 240, a 280 or a 360 at the top, and the exact same at the side, 240, 280 and 360. For those people that are interested in terms of GPU support, well, it's got you fully covered. It can carry up to 420mm for graphics cards. For the people that aren't looking to put an all-in-one radiator in and looking for CPU tower support, well, you can go to a maximum of 170mm. I mean, just for instance, look at this. I'm pushing down on this. That's not moving anywhere. At the top, we get this full dust filter that's easily removed and magnetic. You get the exact same on the actual bottom. You've got another dust filter which is all the way at the bottom here. There we go. Another dust filter. You just got to be careful with this one though, guys, because it just goes underneath there and there's little holes in it where it just sneakily goes over those fan mounts at the bottom. The feet itself, I would say that's a good 25mm off of the actual bottom of the actual case. It's got these little bits of foam on the bottom as well. Again, means that if you've got it on a nice table or something like that and you're wanting to push it around, you're not going to scratch up any surfaces. Let's look at the front I/O. We've got our USB Type C, which is here. This is our 10 gigabit port. We've got our USB 3.0 here, which is 5 gigs. We've got our dual headset and microphone input. We've also got our power button, but we've also got an LED button as well. So if you want to, guys, what you could actually do is you could hook all of these particular fans up to this LED button, so you can control all the lighting. If you wanted to get another 3 fans, maybe put it on an all-in-one or something like that. All of your lighting, no software required, all by one press of a button. I really like that. You may never use it, but for some people, they don't like software. Press of a button, hardware controlled, not too bad at all. Rather excited here, guys. I'm sitting here thinking, what's wrong with it? Because from touching it, feeling it, smelling it, I can't see anything that's wrong with this particular case. For $105, you're getting a lot here for your money. I choose and change and swap and build probably 3-4 different systems every week, and you get to feel some quality. You get to stick away from certain things. Normally, you get what you pay for, okay? And there's a few gems every now and again, and I think this is one of those gems. For $105, included fans, included fan controller, a little bit of RGB, loads of compatibility, quality product, easy access, plenty of cable management. Looks like they've actually thought about the customer massively whilst producing this particular case. And the compatibility that you've got with all the different hardware configurations is absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm not going to build in this case in this video, else it'll be probably 35-40 minutes long. But what I am going to do is I am going to be doing a build in this particular case in the next couple of weeks. Once this video's gone out, we're going to keep everything in the system as it is. It's probably going to be something like a 7800 X3D or 7950 X3D with a 4070 Ti Super, something like that. We won't be using the reverse mechanism motherboards. And I'm going to use probably an IQ Link 360 all-in-one at the top. I also want to take out these particular fans at the bottom, at the side and at the rear, and use the Link setup in here and see what it actually looks like. So I've got a couple of different configurations and give you a final thought on what it's like building. But you tend to get a good eye for what's going to be good, what's going to be problematic. And so far, it's ticked all my boxes, and I haven't really got anything with the exception of the grommet situation. And in all honesty, you're not going to be able to do that if you've got reverse connected motherboards. So yeah, I am a fan, and I'm, again, not paid to say anything, guys. This was supplied free of charge, but this is why I like being able to do these reviews, because if I didn't like it, I'd say, look, it's not very good. And I want to say a huge thank you to Okinos for sending this out without any inclusions of I must say this or must say that. In all honesty, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm really looking forward to building it. And in that video, I'll bring you the temps and my final thoughts on the actual build process. But I ain't going to have any issues with this particular case. I can already see it. So, guys, it's been absolutely fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next one.